Namaste students. Today we have to know about effect of change of temperature, which is given chapter 1 of NCERT, page number 6. Page number 6. Effect of change of temperature. Students, in previous lecture we had discussed about can matter change its state and interconversion of states of matter, and on the basis of these lectures we know that applying temperature and pressure we can change the state of matter. So one thing is here very important for us. During changing of a state of matter, a important term is latent heat. Latent heat, and the term latent means hidden. That is, latent means hidden, and heat is the form of energy. So hidden heat, that heat that do not read by thermometer, as for example activity 1.12 of page number 6, in which we see that we take a beaker and add some amount of ice, and ice is connected with a thermometer. This ice heated, the temperature of thermometer remains 0 degrees Celsius till the whole ice convert into liquid. Then question is that the amount of heat energy where goes? So for this question we use the term latent heat, and this latent heat, the amount of heat energy, required to change the state of matter. The amount of heat energy required to change the state of matter is known as latent heat. Thermometer temperature remains constant, that is 0 degrees Celsius, when ice heated. That means the amount of heat energy consumed to change the state of matter, that's why the temperature of thermometer remains constant, that is 0 degrees Celsius, till whole ice convert into water, because applying heat, the intermolecular force of ice breaks down. That's why thermometer reading is 0 degree Celsius, because thermometer reading read movement of particles of matter, and in that situation this hidden heat consumed to change the state of matter. That's why we use the term latent heat. So students, latent heat, the amount of heat energy required to change the state of matter, is known as latent heat. It is of two types. It is of two types. Latent heat of fusion. And in previous lecture we know that fusion is a process in which solid change into liquid. The process in which solid change into liquid is known as fusion. And for fusion, what is its latent heat? So we use the term latent heat of fusion, because hidden heat is required to change the solid into liquid. Therefore, here first type of latent heat is latent heat of fusion. So, definition of latent heat of fusion: the amount of heat energy required to change 1 kilogram of solid into liquid at constant atmospheric pressure, that is 1 atm, is known as latent heat of fusion. The amount of heat energy required to change 1 kilogram solid into liquid, because we know that fusion process solid change into liquid at constant atmospheric pressure. Previous lecture we had discussed about atmospheric pressure, and 1 atm is atmospheric pressure. Therefore, at constant atmospheric pressure is known as latent heat of fusion. So, amount of heat energy required to change 1 kilogram solid into liquid at constant atmospheric pressure is known as latent heat of fusion. And students, latent heat of fusion of ice is 3.36 into 10 to the power 5 joule per kg. So 1 kilogram ice convert into its liquid form, the hidden heat is required 3.36 into 10 to the power 5 joule, that do not read by thermometer. So latent heat of fusion of ice is 3.36 into 10 to the power 5 joule. Second type, latent heat of vaporization. Latent heat of vaporization. Vaporization, the process in which liquid change into vapor. So it is already discussed in the topic interconversion of states of matter. So in second condition, when water boils at 100 degrees C and then after their state liquid change into gas, the amount of hidden heat is also required, and that situation we use the term latent heat of vaporization. So definition of latent heat of vaporization is that the amount of heat energy required to change 1 kilogram liquid into vapor at constant atmospheric pressure, that is 1 atm, is known as latent heat of vaporization. That means 1 kilogram liquid, that means 1 kilogram water, convert into its vapor form, the hidden heat required is known as latent heat of vaporization of water. So students, latent heat of vaporization of water 2.26 into 10 to the power 6 joule per kg. That means 1 kilogram liquid water convert into its vapor form, the hidden heat required is 2.26 into 10 to the power 6 joule. Therefore, steam produces more severe burn than boiling water, because boiling water having temperature 100 degrees Celsius and steam has also temperature 100 degrees Celsius, but steam produces more severe burn due to latent heat of vaporization, that is extra heat, that is 2.26 into 10 to the power 6 joule in 1 kg. Therefore, steam produces more severe burn than boiling water. So students, prepare notes and learn this topic and solve problem regarding this topic. In next lecture, we will discuss about effect of change of pressure. Thank you.